Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This will be my first official weight loss surgery video. um I wanted to kind of like just explain like how I started with the idea and what you do once you have the idea, and like who to go to, where to go, like what I'm doing kind of thing, just stuff that I did. Just note that I'm not an expert. I did a lot of research myself, and I suggest that everyone does like a massive amount of research. But just know that I'm not an expert, so I don't know the best things to do. This is just was the best things for myself. But yeah, let's just get into it. So the first thing I did was I had the idea. Lots of people ask like why surgery? Like if you hear something and it's just me flipping through my notes. Yeah, basically like, oh, why surgery? Like isn't there nothing better? Like is there nothing easier? Blah blah. But I think like each person's weight loss journey is like individual to themselves, and it's like most people who are considering surgery, which I have found is that they would have tried like every other option, and there's different options out there because people are different. So surgery was good for me because, well, I haven't had it yet. Surgery, I felt like my option was my only option left. I think we have to be in like the right headspace to even consider it, because it's not gonna like fix everything. You have to kind of want to like change your life, and I think like if you don't have that mentality, then there's like no point doing it at all. Well, there's a point doing it. Some people have had the surgery and then change their life, like kind of change their mentality afterwards, which you can do, but it's a lot easier if you know that it's not gonna like save the day. It's not like a magic wand. You still have to like work hard towards your weight loss. It's just gonna help you along with that kind of thing. So if you like think it's gonna be a magic wand, you might get disappointed. And then when I like get down or disappointed, then I go to food kind of thing. So I think if that's the same with you, then make sure you like know that that's not a magic wand. Also, I'm 23, which is like people think that's quite young. When I was reading a lot of the stories about it, the youngest age was like 45 on average apparently, and that's something that I didn't want to do. Like I didn't want to get this where I was like, after I had my kids and stuff, like I'm 23, so I'm planning to like get married soon and have like a family. I don't have a boyfriend, by the way. But I'm planning to do all these things, and I don't want to. I'm quite large weight, I'll tell you that later, but I didn't want to start thinking, oh, I want a family, and then try and solve the problem on my weight, because weight can stop you from having kids and stuff like that. So I wanted to solve the problem before it became a problem kind of thing. So yeah, so the surgery, I chose gastric sleeve because there's lots of reasons. I did like a whole heap of research on all of the surgeries. Bypass wasn't an option for me. I just didn't want that. I didn't like the risk involved. I just didn't want, I didn't want the bypassing part, because I didn't want my stomach to be attached to my intestines or anything like that. You have to take vitamins like the rest of your life, and supplements and different things, and it seemed like it was too invasive for me personally. So I wanted something that was less invasive, but not, oh, it's something less invasive. The reason I didn't choose band, which is a really popular one in England, is because I didn't want a foreign object inside my body. And you also have to get your adjustments done with a needle in like your side, which a lot of people don't know. They put like a pouch in your side, which they fill up with fluid to expand and like close your band and make it bigger and stuff. And I didn't want to have injections all the time. Plus, because I'm going abroad to have my surgery, more on that later, I wanted to, I didn't want to have to find someone here who could fill up the pod and like deflate it and fill it if I needed it filled, because you basically have to find like an external company to do that if you go abroad, and then you have to pay for every single time that needs to happen. And I didn't want to like run out of money one month and then be like, I need my band tightened and I can't because I haven't got any money, that sort of thing. Just some warning that this video is going to be quite long and detailed. I don't know how long, but I just wanted to let you know now. But yeah, the research I did was just quickly lots of online research, YouTube research. I'll link my most popular YouTubers down below, which is Josh Packham, who had his done in England, Clusie L, who she's American, she's like long term, so she was really good to watch to see what happened in the future. And then Jess VS SG, yeah, she's English too. I wanted to find the small amount of people who had it and are English so I can see how their journey compares to someone in America. But yeah, I wanted to do, I'm gonna do like a kind of like a separate video about how I told my family and stuff, because I think that's something that stops people from doing it more than anything else. And I kind of wanted to like go into a bit of detail about how I told my family and like what I did and what I didn't do. And I think one of the questions is like, why do I think this will work more than anything else? That's one of the questions I have for myself. Like, I think it will work this time because I know that I deserve it. I think a lot of my thoughts before was that I didn't deserve to be small. Like it was something that, it was my biggest wish of my life. And because I couldn't even be like, I said to myself like, you can't even be bothered to do this diet properly, like you don't deserve it kind of thing. And I would kind of like self-sabotage. But with this, I think I want something to be like, that's it now, like you're doing this for yourself, it's just final, there's no going back. And there really won't be, because I will have physical restriction. And because I feel so good within myself now, my appetite is huge. So from the damage of years of bad eating, I've now got like a huge appetite, which can like, so the thing that the surgery does is reduce your appetite. It reduces the size of your stomach. Obviously you have like a mental appetite and actual appetite, but it reduces the size of your like stomach physically. So no matter how much I see and like, oh my god, I can eat a whole plate of that, I won't be able to. So it will shrink my portion sizes. And I think portion control is something that I need now the most, because I've went through the mental battle of food, I went through the mental battle of self-confidence, and the mentality has changed, and now I need a physical helping hand. But that's what I personally think is why I think this will work this time. Also because it's not a diet, it's like you have to completely change your lifestyle. And it's also nice because as opposed to the gastric, what's it called again? As opposed to one of the other surgeries, gastric bypass, you can still eat like everything you want, but it'll just be in a smaller portion. So it means that you, like 95%, obviously I want to be eating healthy, but if I have those days where I just want, it's my birthday or something like that, I can still have a little portion of cake and stuff like that. Because I think I want to do more of the everything in moderation than like totally cut things out. So yeah, so let me go in order. So once I had done my research and like got brochures back from different hospitals and different doctors and stuff, I chose a hospital. So the hospital I chose was it's not in England, it's in the Czech Republic, and it's called Beautiful Beings. That's the company name. I have all the details for the surgery, I'll put them below. Not the first surgery, sorry, for the hospital and things like that, I'll put them below, and their website. But yeah, I chose to go abroad because it's like the biggest reason is the money. Like, it's 10,000 times cheaper. And it's just something that I wouldn't have been able to ever do if I had to do it here, I don't think. So I wanted to make sure I could afford it and I wouldn't be paying for it forever. I wanted to like be able to just it's something that was an affordable amount for me to pay. Also, I did a lot of research on the hospital, and it was hard because there's not much information about well, there is lots of information about the hospital if you look, but there's not that much people who have had it done there that I could find that were in England or that were online. So I think the people who had it done, they're not online based, I guess. But I did find like 2 YouTubers who had it done at this specific place, and they were fine. And I found like a forum for the hospital, like people who've had it done at a specific hospital. And because they don't just do weight loss surgery, they do like a range of different surgeries. It was people doing their feedback about like every surgery that they do there, which I thought was really good because it like just confirmed that 1, the hospital was actually there, and 2, they are good surgeons, and the people there, they speak English and you can get help when you need it and stuff like that. The only thing that I found with their reduced, because it was reduced cost, obviously, because it's cheaper than in England. There's no like aftercare program. I know some hospitals do like aftercare program for like 2 years where you can go in. Even one company does like counselling and stuff like that for like 2 years after, and like that stuff is like amazing. Like, it's really good idea, like if you don't have the headspace but you still want the surgery, to like choose those options if you have the money, because I think that would be really helpful, because it's really hard to find like a weight loss like a food addiction counsellor in England, especially where I live. But I didn't think I needed that sort of thing. Like, now, I might have when I was younger, but now I don't need it. So I decided to just go for the cheaper option. And so after you found done your research and you found your hospital, you need to find funding. Well, I needed to find funding. I'm not that good at saving money, but I'm really good at like paying my bills. So I recently had a promotion at work, so I wouldn't calculate that I would have enough money to pay monthly for my surgery. The hospital doesn't do a finance program. Some do, but this one doesn't. But I luckily got a loan from I did like compare the market to find the loan that would be best for me, with like my credit and stuff like that. And the people who approved my loan was Sainsbury's loans, and I borrowed I can't actually remember how much I borrowed, but the surgery cost just shy of £4,000. So I think I borrowed 5,000 so I could get the flights and like pay for like a gym membership and stuff like that. And so yeah, so that was how much I borrowed, and it was going to be paid back £140 a month, like £140-ish a month. So that was affordable for me. And also I had a 2-month delay because my surgery is not till October 31st, and I got the loan like 2 months ago. So they said I can have a 2-month delay, which is really good because it means I don't actually pay for my surgery until I've had it. So after I found my loan people, after I'd done all of that, I then told my family, and everything's been going so well. I've been really shocked at how well everything's gone. And but I emailed the lady, and she gave me, the reception lady, her name is Teresa, she's really nice, and she gave me a call and just said to start my pre-op diet now, because I have like 4 weeks until the surgery, and to try and lose 2 stone, because they want your BMI to be as close to 50 as possible. And like, I can't remember how much mine is, but I think it's well above 53 or 50, it might be 54. so I need to like lose 2 stone before the surgery, which I've done before. If you want the details of the diet that I'm doing, I will put that, because a lot of surgeries give you their own pre-op diet. They tell you which one to do and like what exactly to eat, but this one doesn't do that. So they make you go to the NHS website and find, they have a really good NHS website, are really good with pre-op diets. But I decided they have like 5 different options, and I just chose a diet that I've done before. It's a diet where I, in the first week, lost 13 pounds, which is nearly a stone. So obviously I've got a short amount of time and a lot of weight to lose, so I wanted to do the quickest diet possible. So after you found everything and done research and then found a hospital and then told your family, and then obviously they tell you to go to the doctor and get like a blood test before you go to the hospital in abroad, because if they do a blood test and stuff like that, or they do like certain checks and certain things are not okay, then you won't be able to get your surgery done, and you would have wasted money on airplane tickets and stuff. So they suggest that you take a blood test first, so to make sure everything's clear, so there'll be no surprise things when you go for your surgery. But I hate my doctors, so I haven't been yet, so I'm gonna go this week, but I hate the doctor. They also told me that I need to take these like antacid things called like omeprazole, which you can only get 20 milligrams. They told me to take 20 milligrams, but you can only get that as a prescription. So that's why I also need to go to the doctor. Otherwise, you have to spend like loads of money on 10 milligram ones, or you have to take omeprazole, which is slightly different, and I'm not sure I'm gonna have to take that. So I'm gonna go to the doctor and get that one prescribed. So yeah, like I said before, my surgery is on the 31st of October on Halloween, which is one of my favourite holidays. I'm sad to miss it, but I will be in the check then. Sorry, I made a mistake. So my actual surgery is not until the 1st of November, but my flight's on the 31st, and my like pre-ops are on the 31st, and then my actual surgery will be on the 1st. And with my payment, it doesn't include like transfers or flights, so I had to pay for the flights, which are only like £50 per person. I have to stay at the hospital for 7 days, and I think most of the other places you go, you can leave the same day or the next day, but because I have to fly, they keep you there for 7 days. And my mum and my sister are coming with me, and they'll be staying. You only had one guest in this hospital, so they're in a hotel which is around the corner, which the surgery also booked for me, which was great, so I don't have to worry about that. And the lady told me like which airport to come in at and like everything like that, and they organise the transfers for you, but you have to pay for the transfers on the day. But it's only 15 minutes, so I'm sure it'll be fine and cheap. My goal weight, I'm not really like too concentrating on our actual weight, but my weight and my stone, like my clothes size and my stone are normally the same. So, and my goal is to be like a size 14 now. Apparently when you get to smaller, you change your goal, which is totally fine, I don't mind, but as long as I'm healthy and I still want to have curves and stuff, and like I want to feel like a woman, so I want to have like curves, and so I want to be, right now my goal weight is 14 stone, around 14 stone, and maybe like I want to be a solid size 14 in every shop like I go into, so I need to be whatever that is for the weight. Is there anything else you need to know? So yeah, for the loan, I got the loan, and then I paid for the fees. I paid everything up front. you can pay in installments for this place. You just have to pay it all by like before 2 weeks before the surgery, so that was fine. So I'll put the details for like the hospital and everything below. If you ever have any questions, then you could just message me in the comments and I will definitely reply. And as I mentioned before, I will put the YouTubers I watched in the description. I'll link to their channels because it's so nice to like watch people who have gone through what you're going through and to like just like show you what life is like afterwards and like how normal things can be. And one thing that really like it was one thing that really encouraged me to like do something I've always wanted to do. I'm really positive about the whole thing right now. I'm probably gonna be like crying on the day, but right now I'm really positive. Like I've read all about like the risks and stuff, and this is one of the most low risk surgeries you can get. But there's always risk involved, but it's low risk, and I am really positive. I have like a positive outlook about my future. I'm really happy. So yeah, I think this video is very long enough, so I'm gonna end it here. Anything that I thought to say, I will say in the next one. I'm gonna try and do a video every week after the surgery, but before the surgery I'm just gonna do one as I think of stuff, or anything changes or any email I get, I'm gonna do. Actually gonna tell you some of the videos I want to do. So I want to do the questions that I asked the hospital, or the company. I want to do a separate video about that. I want to do a separate video about my family's reactions. That won't be a long one. And I'm gonna upload an old video I have of the diet that I'm doing, because I did a video before that I wanted to put on YouTube but I never did. So I'm gonna put that one up. So I might look a little different, but I will do an intro to it, so that's fine. But yeah, so once again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye.
Never thought you could have it. You